guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I am in a different area today, so sorry about any background noises, but this gym is kind of on a street and near some building sites, but it's such a nice day today and I wanted to get out of that blooming office. I wanted to talk a little bit about nutrition. My last video was more kind of lifting. I touched on the eating, but I really didn't delve into it that much. Today I wanted to focus on calculating your calories for your goals, because I think a lot of people just assume I will just eat as little as possible and then I will lose weight. Well, that is not sustainable. I'm not saying that you should be counting calories, but if you are wanting to get an idea of portion sizes and the amounts that you should be eating for your body and for your goals, then it's a good way to start, and then you can transition from counting calories and macros to intuitive eating. But with nutrition, there's not one size fits all. You've got to find what works for you. I love doing macros, but at the moment I'm intuitive eating because I don't want to track macros at the moment. I'm going to tell you how to calculate your calories. And might I just put a disclaimer in, losing weight fast is not the best way to lose weight. I promise you that. You'll put it back on. So the slower the better. First of all, you're going to need to calculate your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. This is the amount of calories that you would burn if you were to lie in bed all day and do jack. So I'm going to do this for women in metric measurement. Just to clarify, it is slightly different. If you're a guy, there's different numbers in the equation. For this, you'll need to know your height in centimeters and your weight in kg. Okay, I'm going to write the equation on the screen here, and you're going to fill in the numbers. That will give you your basal metabolic rate. That's what you would burn if you were to lie in bed all day. Next, we're going to go on to calculate your total daily energy expenditure. So this takes into consideration your lifestyle and how active you are during the day. Your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, is your BMR multiplied by your activity factor. If you're sedentary, so little to no exercise, a desk job, you will multiply your BMR by 1.2. Sorry, I don't know this off by heart. Forgive me, I'm reading it off my phone. If you're lightly active, so you do a light sport 1 to 3 days a week, you will multiply your BMR by 1.375. If you're moderately active, so that sports 3 to 5 days a week. That I would say would be most people that train. If they have a desk job, you're going to multiply your BMR by 1.55. You're very active, that's heavy exercise, sports 6 to 7 days a week, 1.725 times your BMR. And if you do very heavy exercise or you've got a very physical job, you will multiply your BMR by 1.9. That will give you the number that you would need to maintain your current weight. That's your total daily energy expenditure. Your BMR multiplied by your activity factor. That number you have now are your maintenance calories. If you were wanting to lose fat or lose weight or put on weight, you would then add or subtract calories depending on which goal you want to do. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory now. But let's talk now as if we were going to be calculating these calories for fat loss. So what you would do, you're then going to calculate how many calories you're going to take away from your TDEE, your maintenance calories. 1 pound of weight is the equivalent to 3,500 calories. If you're wanting to lose a pound a week, you would have to subtract 3,500 calories from your weekly caloric intake, not your daily. So 3,500 divided by 7, which is the amount of days in the week, is 500. Now that's quite a drastic cut, but we're going theoretically here. So if you are wanting to lose just half a pound a week, that's 700 calories that you would take from your weekly caloric intake. That's just subtracting your 100 calories. You would take that off your daily caloric intake. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's kind of complicated to explain, and I'm not good at explaining things, as we know. If you're working within time constraints, say if you want to lose, I don't know, 5 pounds in 10 weeks, then you would be wanting to lose half a pound of body weight every week. So you would take away 100 calories from your maintenance every day. Jesus, that's complicated. Another way that you can do it, if you're not using a time frame goal, is you can start by subtracting 10% of your maintenance calories from your maintenance calories. So say, for example, your maintenance calories were 2,000, then you would subtract 200 calories per day from your daily caloric intake. So you'd be intaking 1,800 calories and you would be in a 200 calorie deficit. With calculating for fat loss, it's always better to go slowly. The less you take away from your maintenance, the better, because if you start plateauing and you need to drop your calories more and more, you're going to be eating less and less. So ideally, you want to be losing weight whilst eating as much food as possible. I do really want to put an emphasis on the fact that losing weight quickly is not the best way to do it. You want to focus on sustainability and longevity. Did I say it right? On longevity as well with your dieting. So don't be putting yourself in a drastic caloric deficit. Do the maths, because the maths is science and it works, and trust the process. If you aren't seeing results overnight, don't worry about it. Equally, don't use the scale, just throw it away, okay? You want to go by what you look like, take progress pictures, take measurements, but don't worry about the scale. Especially as females, our weight can fluctuate a lot every day. Like, I can put on 4 pounds in a day. Like, there's no point stressing over the scale. So take your measurements, take progress pictures, and go by how your clothes fit, how you look, and how you feel. There are the best ways to measure progress and the most positive ways as well. I feel like a lot of people can get into a rut weighing themselves every day, feeling demoralized, and then going, fuck it, I'm gonna go and eat 5 pizzas and 3 donuts. So yeah, be wise when you're tracking your progress, be realistic. It's not gonna happen overnight. The slower you lose the weight, the more likely you are to keep the weight off. If you guys have any questions about what I've just said, please do feel free to leave them in the comment box below. I aim to be making videos on calculating your macros as well, now that we've done the calories. Following on from the beginner's guide to lifting, I want to make this a bit of a series. I want to educate you guys in the correct way of reaching your goals, because I think there are so many stupid myths. There's so many stupid myths floating around, like you shouldn't eat any carbs, you should run on the treadmill. I think that, you know, since I have been training, these things have got better, especially with YouTube, and there's loads of female fitness YouTubers spreading really good messages. I think it's got better, but I want to be a part of that, and I want to be contributing to your education, to your happiness through fitness. And I hope you've found this vlog useful. Like I said before, comment below if you have any questions about what I've talked about, or if you have any suggestions for future videos. I'd love to hear it. Thank you again for watching. I love you guys. Take care.